In today's video, we are going to talk about the 5 psychological hacks that can make your videos irresistible. Now, one of the things that I know over the years of literally creating thousands and thousands of videos, there's little things that you can start adding into your videos that will help you quite a bit, actually. They will help you to get greater engagement and greater response out of your videos. Now, you can work these into short videos. You can work these into long videos. You can work these into live videos, pretty much any type of video. So what I'm sharing with you here works across the board and it will work for you in a big way. Okay. So first, the very first psychological hack is stories. Tell a story. People love stories. People get pulled in by stories. People really resonate with stories. They resonate with something they can relate to. And they're looking for something relatable, something that makes sense to them, something that where they can feel like, hey, they identify with that. So tell a story. Start with a story, really. Start with a quick story. Could be something like when you talk about your hook could be, yesterday, I can't believe I did this. And then you go into this short story. Hey, yesterday I went to the store and this happened and that happened. And I'm going to share with you why. You see what I mean? So you can use a story to start out your video and tie that into your hook. A story is a great way to get things started and it can have maximum impact as well. Okay. So that's the first one. Number two is something that I learned many years ago. And you're going to want to make sure there's one that I really want to share with you, and it's the last point. So you want to make sure you stick around and watch this. But one of the points, point number two, is very, very important, and it helps to get people to stick through the video, and that's called an open loop. Now, if you notice what I just did, I told you to stick around to the end of the video because I have one that I really want to share with you that I think is probably one of the most powerful of all, and I'm going to share it with you at the end. You see what I did there? That is called an open loop. See, I'm creating some curiosity in your mind, which is going to want to make you stick around to find out what that last one is, right? And these are things that you can work into your video, and they're very, very powerful. So open loops, you create a curiosity, but you don't give the answer until later. And what happens with open loops, because of the way our minds are wired as humans, when we have an open loop, something is opened, our natural tendency is we want to close it. So it's like, where we have the curiosity, but we need to know the answer, right? And that's what's called an open loop. So if you create an open loop in someone's mind, you have to bring it around and close that later on if you want them to stick. Now, movies do this all the time. You could be watching a movie and there's a small detail and you're like, what was that? What was that? And they don't really say anything else. But then later on, toward the end of the movie, they close that loop and you get the answer. Do you see what that is? It's getting you to stay engaged and interested in the content. Videos, movies do this all the time. So if you can work these things into your videos, work open loops into your video, you're going to have a much better engagement and stick rate. Okay. So first one, start with a story. Number two, we have open loops, using open loops. And number three, this is incredibly powerful, is always social proof. Some of the greatest videos out there are social proof. In other words, maybe you have some type of a testimonial with your product or service that you can share, and that is giving social proof. People are always looking for social proof. Now, of course, I've mentioned this in the past. You need to be very careful how you use testimonials. You need to be careful how you use social proof. But the idea of social proof is that people want verification that what they're doing or a decision they're making is the right one. And the social proof provides, hey, other people have done this. You're okay if you decide to do it. Now, let me give you an example. This is one that I love, and I've probably given this example to you before, but it's such a great example of several years ago. Well, probably 10 years ago, I was speaking at an event in Las Vegas. I was staying at the MGM Grand. I was there with a couple buddies and speaking at a marketing event. And for lunch one day, we went to the buffet at the MGM Grand and we're standing in line and we're there going, and the line is long. There's 30 people in front of us. And as I'm standing there in line, I look over against the wall and there are like these almost ATM looking machines. And these ATM machines are with a big sign over top of them that says, pay for your buffet here. And I'm standing in line and I'm looking at these machines and there's nobody over there at the machines. And I look at the line again and then I just go and I bolt straight for the machines. I'm like, I'm gonna go pay for my buffet here. So I go, I pay, and I walk right to the front and I bypass that whole line. As I look behind me, all these people start going over to the machines. So it's kind of funny. Like once someone said it was okay, now they all went over there. That's also called the bandwagon effect. So people are looking for social proof. So if you can work those into your videos, that is definitely something that will help you. Okay. All right. So another psychological hack that you can work into your videos, number 4, and this is something where you show contrast. Okay. You highlight the problem and you highlight the solution. So the problem, you can really nail that problem, talk big about the problem, and then have a solution. So you need to lose weight. I have a product that can do that for you. Feeling hungry all the time, this will stop your hunger pains. You see what I mean? You create that compare and contrast. Problem, solution. So that is a big psychological hack because people know the problem. And if you can clearly identify that problem and then hit on the solution right next to each other, that's going to get people to really want to listen and pay attention. Okay. So, create contrast, highlight the problem, and then highlight the solution. All right. So number 5, remember, I told you this is one that I think is probably the most powerful out of all of them. And when it comes to marketing, I think it is one of the most powerful strategies ever. If you can work these into your videos, now, not every video, you don't have to work this into every single video, but if you can, you want to use urgency. Urgency is something that is incredibly powerful and highly motivates people to take action. So you've probably seen urgency before where, you watch TV or you see an ad for something and, furniture stores do it all the time. Retail stores do this all the time. You'll see urgency. Hey, our 50% off Labor Day sale only this weekend till midnight on Monday or midnight Sunday, whatever it is. They've got a time limit and the deals are only until a certain period of time. Okay. That's why you'll see lots of sales going on, quite a bit when it comes to retail stores. They're very, very powerful when you give certain discounts for certain times. And I've seen this before, many, many years ago, probably over a decade ago. I remember I was living in South America and my wife and I, we wanted to buy a TV. So we went up to the mall by our house in South America and we went up there and we saw this TV that we really liked. And we were there and we had looked at this TV previously and we noticed that the price was like a lot less. It was like $60 less than what we looked at it just a couple weeks prior. And we were looking at it and the sales guy was there and he's asked if we liked the TV. He said, yeah, we're going to come back on Wednesday. This is a Sunday. We said, we're going to come back on Wednesday and we're probably going to purchase it then. He goes, if you wanted it this price, it ends today. So this is the last day of the sale to go back to the price that you saw it before. And I looked at my wife and I'm like, okay, I guess we're buying it today. And that motivated us because we saved $60. Okay. Of course, it was in Chilean pesos, but you get my drift. So urgency creates this necessity of feeling in a person that they have to take action now. Okay. So urgency is powerful. However, you want to be very careful how you use urgency. It is incredibly powerful, but it can be incredibly damaging to your reputation if you use it the wrong way. So let's do a quick review on these points and how you can work these 5 psychological hacks to make your videos irresistible. Number 1 is start with a story. Get right into a story and relate it and use your hook. Use one of your hooks to really start with a story. Number two, use open loops. So powerful to get people to stick and engage with your content. Number three, show social proof. Remember, people want social proof. They want to feel like it's okay that other people have done it as well. Also called the bandwagon effect. I think that that is something incredibly powerful. You can work that into your videos. Somehow you can do that. Number four is create compare and contrast with highlighting the problem and then highlighting the solution, which the solution can be your product. And number five, one of the most powerful of all is to create urgency. If you can create urgency, you can get people to take action. I hope you got some value. If you did, again, leave me a comment and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.